Welcome everybody. Let's open call the meeting to order. And coming out of closed session, we do have actions to report. The district took action and upheld their consideration of interdistrict transfer appeal pursuant to Edge Codes 46604.1 for student number 262701. And the board also took action to uphold the board's decision on interdistrict transfer appeal pursuant to Education Codes 46600.1, 46600.2 for student number 262702. And that's all we have to report out of closed session. If you could join me with the pledge of allegiance.
It's true. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much for coming. We're going to start off with Tell Me Something Good Time.
We have some recognitions for Mr. Carnotto.
Okay, I get the honor of recognizing a lot of people tonight. I know there's not many here, but that's okay. We're honoring our girls basketball team and our boys basketball team. It's our 7th grade girls basketball team and our 8th grade boys basketball team. And I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to go to the science fair next. But first, we're going to recognize basketball. So our girls made it to the championship game, and I'm going to do girls first, 7th grade girls. And unfortunately, they lost in the championship game, but it was hard fought. And the first round game was great. It was really close. I think it was like 8-4 at halftime. And it was really close. And then they ended up pulling away at the end. So really exciting to watch. And the cool thing is they'll be back next year. So we'll see how it goes again next year. But I'm going to start recognizing. I know there's a few of you here, and I'll call your name and come up and get your certificate and come through. Okay? Madeline Snell. Okay, Grace Stemmerman, back here. Brooke Baxter. Azul Acevedo. Here. Remy Plymouth. Okay. Vivian Bullis. Camila Perez. Susie Douglas. Isabella Santos. Juliana Manning. Olivia Fiorenza. Maddie Hermanita. Sophia Smoot. And that's it for our 7th grade team. Awesome. Great job, 7th grade girls. Thank you for coming. Okay, our next team is our 8th grade boys who had a fantastic season. They ended up losing to Pullman in the first round. It was a really hard-fought game. There's some excellent basketball in the 8th grade league this year. There were some really good teams. Monta Vista, Palma, and us were just really kind of a notch above everybody else. And it was really fun to watch. So unfortunately, we're having a lot of all of them are graduating, moving on to high school, but you'll be seeing some more about some of our 8th grade basketball players in the future when they move on to high school, because they have been an exceptional team the last couple of years. So I'll recognize those. I think there's only one here that I see. Hi, Dane. Okay, Baylor Pluta. Mark Nicholson. T.D. Madsen. Henry Meyer. Zayden Ocampo. Nixon Locke. David Garcia. Kristen Suro. Justin Russo. Malik Fukra. Sean Stewart. Bobby Simpson. And last but not least,
I'd like to add that last year as 7th graders,
They did
Oh, yeah.
the first ever championship for boys basketball since the early 90s.
Excellent basketball team. Okay, I'm staying up here, Mike. If you can scroll through this one, or I can do it at that. Okay, so I want to recognize our county science fair winners. I think did my highlights show up on there? Yeah. Okay. So this is the results from the 2026 county science fair, and I made it a point to highlight everybody in here because this is all the way through high school. So if you look right here, I'll go through. There's some of our current students and there's some alumni in there too. So I want to make sure that we recognize alumni too. The biomedical and health sciences first place, Sarah Bay, who's 11th grade at Monterey High School. And she's also, you'll see she's moving on to the state. Jenna Salemi from Monterey High School, also alumni. Okay, go ahead and scroll down. And then I'll call you guys up second. But in third place, currently, Landon O'Connell and Jacob Massey. Jacob, you can come up. Scroll down a little more, Mike, till we get to my next highlight. Okay, here's more students. These are two former San Bernardino students that were together in their group when they're in high school, Monterey High, Seb Berube and Trask Howe. So it looks like they went in together, and they got second place in the environmental and mechanical engineering section. And then in third place on the microbiology and biochemistry is current student, Evelyn Yu. And she's not, I don't think she's here, but good job, Evelyn. Okay. Neither of these two are here, and I'm going to go back to them, but we'll wait. Let's keep going up. We're going to go down here. Here's Sarah Bay again. She got a special award for Society for In Vitro Biology. She got another one for the state competition. So that's why I wanted to save these two for the end. Jasmine Chang and Margarita Azevedo, who are current 7th grade students here at San Bernardino, they qualified for the state science fair, which takes place, I don't know the date exactly, but it takes place at Cal Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks towards moving into the spring here. So they are only qualifying, and they did an amazing job. If you saw their science fair project here, it was on salty eggs. And I'd love to have them make maybe a later board meeting and they could kind of talk us through this. But yeah, so these two girls were nominated for the state, which is awesome. And I hope that they can make it down and represent our school and district down in Thousand Oaks. So really excited. They did a great job. Those two aren't here, but that's Jasmine Chang and Margarita Azevedo. The last student, Landon O'Connell, was with Jacob as a group member. He's not here. And then the last one is also Dagny Gordon, who's been here a few times for different awards. So awesome job. Super proud of our science fair students. So thank you.
Very good.
So I have the privilege of introducing a few members of Toro Park's Green Team, and I've been talking about them and saying that we're getting our food waste program going. But this group of students, just to give you some perspective, we would produce probably between 7 and 8 bags of trash that would just go straight into the dumpster every single day. And there's really been 2 big upshots from this whole program. Is one that the dumpsters smell much better, which is fantastic, especially for that wing of classrooms right there on a hot sunny day. But also, we have gone down to about 2 bags of trash that are just going into the dumpster. And the rest is getting sorted with their help into food waste compost, liquid waste, recycling, and then the regular trash. But this inaugural group has been working for about a little over a month, and they went through a full training with waste management and regen. And they got the whole school trained. They did it all. And they're out there. Some of them are so dedicated they refuse to leave their post. Eating lunch, like standing over the trash containers. But their work really is kind of shining through. They've inspired a lot of other students that want to become part of the Green Team and carry that on. So I'll call them out and you can come on up. Some of them are here. We have Liam Baker. Zoe Baraka, We have George Common and Finn James. We have Cooper Camp. We have Leah Keller-Stelter. And Emma Locke. Madeline McDonald. Sophia Nasia. Wyatt O'Keefe. And we have Remy Rodriguez. But a huge shout out to every member of the green team, and thank you, families, for being supportive of the program. It's great to see, and we keep it going a long time. So.
At this point, we'll move on to organizational updates.
Certainly.
John, you're first.
I met with Gerardo a couple times about a transformer for the EV chargers and some maintenance, and then I attended a special board meeting.
A special board meeting for me? Yes, special board meeting, and then I also visited the San Bernardino this week. Special board meeting?
I just did the special board meeting.
I did special board meeting. I had my monthly superintendent's council meeting at County Office of Education. We had our monthly superintendent's advisory meeting. I met with CSEA. We held our monthly superintendent's coffee, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I've been doing some walkthroughs. I met with David Smith, who's the principal at Grave School, who talked to me about communicating with parents who may not be returning to the district. Because of our change in interdistrict transfer status, and if there were students who maybe would be a good fit for Graves, he would be interested in speaking to parents, or if parents were interested. So we had a nice meeting. I attended a meeting of the Youth Behavioral Health Initiative for Healthy Campus. I attended a STAR meeting. And then I just wanted to do a quick shout out. This weekend, the Salinas High girls soccer team will be participating in the first ever state championships, and one of our San Bernardino graduates, Morgan Redder, is on that team and plays a pretty pivotal role. So just want to congratulate them and wish them well.
Nice.
She played for us there at San Bernardino.
She did.
So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Dude.
Yeah.
How many students are in Graves School?
28.
It's tiny. That's that one on the way to Capitol.
Super
Right?
tiny. Yeah.
Schoolhouse.
Yeah. It's a one room schoolhouse, and David came and met with me. It's its own vibe.
Yeah.
But it can be a place for a student of a special ilk, and it's very tiny, it's very intimate. They have some great, family oriented kind of an atmosphere, and he just wanted to reach out, and if we feel like there's a student who is kind of that dynamic, who needs a small environment that's really individualized.
Sure.
They have some, they would love to talk to people.
K through 8.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's old school there.
Okay, I attended the special board meeting. I also was at superintendent's coffee. We did some CCGI training that Ms. Frazier was at, as well as Ms. Leone. I really want them to do a board presentation later at the end of the school year to show you guys this, because I think it's really cool and influential for our students. So we'll talk about that in the future. We had Selena Side pre-registration. We had both days where we listened to the counselors speak to everybody, and then we had pre-registration where students met with their counselor individually and got registered for their classes. So that's an exciting time for our 8th graders. We had the Salinas Union High School District Special Education Director come to our special education meeting and talk to us about matriculation to the high school. So it was good to get a picture of, what we're dealing with on when we send our kids off to the high school and what they kind of want us to do in preparation for when kids go to high school. So I thought that was a good meeting. They have a new director over there that is doing a really good job of, hearing what we have to say as kind of a small feeder school and giving us assistance. So I thought that was great. We had parent-teacher conferences the end of the first trimester. We had a lot of 504s and IEPs the last month. And then we're working on putting together the College and Career Expo that, again, Miss Fraser and Miss Leon are really working hard to put together, as well as Miss Caitlin also. And we're looking at having that on March 27th at 11:45. That's the Friday before break. And if anybody can make it, I know how to go to work, but if anybody can make it and swing by, I think it'll be a really cool event. 4th and 5th graders are coming over also to
Friday the 27th.
Friday the 27th. Yeah.
I think we have a different break than you do.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
we
Oh,
do.
you
We
are.
have a different
Yes,
week.
sweet.
Okay, great. Yeah, if you can
No,
come in.
Not on the same schedule.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, cool.
Sorry, was that 11 you said?
11:45. Okay.
First grade went to the Hartnell Planetarium. Second grade went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Third grade attended Farm Day. I was able to attend an HR workshop at the Monterey County Office of Education, which was very informative. Just a huge shout out for Miss Irwin, our instructional aide for the library, and a lot of the community volunteers, because we had our book fair, our second book fair, which was a huge success. Parent-teacher conferences, and a lot of SSTs and 504s as well. I attended the health administrative team training to get that going in our district. And I assisted our MCC technology team in finalizing the installation of battery backups in all of our front offices and our MDFs, with the goal of keeping our phones up, if power goes out, at least for a little while, to maintain that connection.
Good idea.
Like Mike, I've been working with Region and Waste Management, so we're on day 3 of our green team up at Washington. It's going really, really well. I attended the STAR meeting a few weeks ago. We had 2 back-to-back Spirit Weeks. We've been really into the readathon, so lots of kids are seen reading around campus. We had a really successful Scholastic Book Fair. We had our trimester 2 awards assembly. Lots of kids are mastering their Math Facts Showdown, which is great. Lots of SSTs, as they've all said. And then we're celebrating Pie Day 1 day early. So on March 13th, if you guys want to come and have pie with us, you're more than welcome to at the end of the day. And then lastly, we have our last campaign of the school year for student council. So that'll be happening next week.
All right. GTA.
We met with Gina for superintendent advisory. The teachers completed report cards and had parent conferences, and I attended a safety training with coordinated bargaining with the CTA office in Soy-Nisburg.
Yeah.
All right, here I am. It's kind of a crazy month. So I attended an RPM meeting, that's regional presidency meeting. I attended several district meetings, including an EERC with Gina. I did a 7-hour officers course on a Saturday. Wow, that was pretty intriguing. We did interviews today for custodial bus drivers. We had one that was canceled. I have interviews tomorrow for summer school with Miss Lily. We had to cancel our February meeting because of the storms, etc. So we're meeting on the 18th. We're working with Time for Me to kind of iron out our last proposal of some cuts. And so that will be something that we'll discuss at our meeting on the 18th. Super excited about our upcoming training in May. Lily, thank you again for that. I think I mentioned that last time. We have 2 groups going to the OG training. So it sounds like every single one of our IAs was interested in going. So that's super cool. I want to say thank you to Hope, because it's really nice to see you drop by in the classrooms, every classroom, not just the regular ones. So that was kind of neat to see you each month. So I just want to tell you that we appreciate that a lot. I think that that's about it for us. We continue to just kind of wait and see where things are going. But what's up and smiles on.
We have anything from Stone? Thank you very much. Joe, we have no cards this week?
No.
No community input? Okay.
Are we sold out on the spring event? What's start?
I have not received word that it's sold out, so I don't know.
And correspondence? None? Perfect. Is moving on to discussion items. Our first one is enrollment.
Current enrollment is 735.
Okay. Report on district curriculum activities.
We just successfully concluded the second trimester. Spring parent-teacher conferences were held on February 26th and 27th. Report cards were distributed via Parent Square on the 27th. We now are starting the summative English language proficiency assessment, so the LPAT. We're going to start that next week. Summer school invitations are being distributed in phases. So I just sent out the first round to our ELOP students. So those are homeless, foster youth, low income. And then I'm sending out the teacher recommended student letter on March 13th. And then all other students will be invited on the 20th. And this is all through Parent Square, so parents can enroll their student there. And then we're also preparing for the CASP testing in April. And new this year, we're going to do a tech run before we start the CASP. So we're going to do that at the end of March so we can get all the kinks out. So we're ready to go. Ready to go in April.
How many spots are there for summer school?
We have each class is 25 and we have 4 classes, so 100.
They've had pretty good attendance, right?
Yeah, last year I had wait lists for every single class.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing that. Thank you.
Do the first 2 waves of students who you're notifying get any paper, or is it all just?
It's all Parent Square, and then I keep pushing it out if I don't get any response to make sure they're getting it.
Okay, because I know some people, maybe me sometimes,
Oh.
get overwhelmed with the amount
Yeah.
of Parent Square messages and might miss one, or
Yeah,
you know.
and I always try and leave some room for the ELOP students and teacher recommended too.
Okay.
So I always have a few extra
Okay,
spots.
there's something, maybe physical going on.
Yes.
I could do that, Adam.
Yeah.
I definitely
Circle
can.
back. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
A good thought.
Anything else? Community funding.
So just a couple of updates. We're starting to monitor enrollment. So when we do our weekly meetings, we do an enrollment check. We check in with the school secretaries to just sort of monitor, make sure that we know who's coming in, who maybe is not returning. So as of right now, our projected enrollment is about 585, but that's low. We know that's low. We still don't have. We've only had a few kindergartners come through the door so far. Our TK enrollment is trickling in. So I think we have 10 enrolled so far, but we have some packets out. We had a couple people walk in today, wanted packets. So we'll keep monitoring that enrollment. I'll keep you up to date as we get further into the spring. We had our superintendent's coffee, and I asked Caitlin to come in, Miss Caitlin, or Counselor Kaiser. She came in with Hannah Garibay, and they did a presentation on helping students to manage the transition and how parents can support them in that environment. So they did a great job, and they're going to replicate that presentation tomorrow night. They're going to do it online. So we'll be sending out the Google Meet link tomorrow morning, and parents can log in tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and Caitlin will be repeating it. Hannah won't be able to attend, but Molly Hanson will be presenting with her. Also at the superintendent's coffee, I invited the superintendents from the 3 districts who send us the most interdistrict transfer students in anticipation of families perhaps going back to their home district. Dr. Tarallo from Spreckles was not able to make it, but Dr. Dippenbach from Monterey Peninsula and Dr. Andrade from Salinas City were both in attendance. They talked about their district. They talked to parents about different programs they have, their STEAM they have a STEAM Academy, and the principal from the STEAM Academy attended the meeting as well. They made some connections with parents, and they made themselves very available as part of their presentation. So they won't be in the presentation tomorrow night, but they did, they gave us their contact information, and that's certainly information we can provide to parents. And then lastly, as we transition out, we are starting to deny inter-district transfers, which means some families are appealing our decision, and that process has started. As you know, we heard 2 appeals today, so I anticipate that there will be more.
Question on TK. Don't we see bigger numbers typically in kindergarten, and not everyone takes advantage of TK, right? So aren't our numbers a little lower in TK?
As the starting age has gone down, we've actually seen larger numbers coming through in TK than originally. But last year we had 40 kids in TK, so we're not there yet. I do have a meeting. We're meeting next week with Good Shepherd. It sounds like they're making some changes to their program. So we're going to meet with them to see if there's any potential of us working together to try and support families and help them to make the decisions that are best for their kids as they enter school.
Yeah, because they've always had that younger option. We're just more new to that compared to them. Mm-hmm. I heard they were going to close the Grange, but I don't know.
That's what we've been told, is they're closing the Grange and they're going to reduce their enrollment down to about 40 kids.
It's going to change. So. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Comments or questions?
No, good. Thank you for the update.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to action items. First one being the approval of the 2026-2027 certificated job share assignment.
Kelly Hutton and Lindsay Mount, and we are pursuing a job share for next school year. I've been doing this for 3 years. I've had a wonderful experience with Stephanie Thompson. You're probably like, where's Stephanie? It's honestly been one of the highlights of my teaching career so far, having this really unique partnership experience. And I'm excited to do it again with Lindsay. Stephanie has to, for family reasons and personal reasons, she's going to be pursuing a full-time position. But I will miss her dearly. But at the same time, I'm very excited to work with Lindsay because she's already in my 3rd grade team, so I know her well. We communicated well together. We work well together. I think our personalities will lend to each other, being a successful team of team teaching.
I'm coming from my 2nd year at Toro Park School, my 1st year in 3rd grade at Toro Park School, but I taught mostly 3rd grade in the last 19 years. I feel like I can help Kelly out in her classroom because I've taught all of the curriculum there already. I've job shared before at Sacred Heart School in Salinas. I've job shared with 2 different teachers, and I agree with Kelly. It's a great opportunity for the teachers and the students, getting 2 teachers in one classroom. My daughter's going to be a senior in high school. I do have a 7th grader currently at San Venancio and a 5th grader at Washington. So I'm excited about the opportunity to stay on staff with Kelly, and again, another opportunity to job share, because I agree with Kelly that it is the highlight of my teaching career so far, is learning from and working with another teacher.
And you job shared in 3rd grade as well.
And yes, yeah, my job shares were both in 3rd grade and 1st grade actually.
Not much has changed on these slides that you've seen several years in a row because the system is working really well, and I think it will again. Basically, we'll each work half of the school days and split the teacher days off. We have this calendar that we revolve around. It's a little bit strange because I don't work the days that my spouse works because of childcare. So I'll be working 2 or 3 days a week, and Lindsay as well. But by the end of the year, we'll both work half of the school days, and we'll each make half of the salary on the salary schedule. And we get those calendars out far in advance so that families are aware of exactly who will be there each day. And we also articulate that to students in many forms. We have like a calendar facing out of the window. We have pictures of who's there. We always review. And every year, I'm so surprised at how easily kids adapt to having two teachers.
So being one job that we are sharing, I will receive the district benefits package, exception of life insurance, which Kelly is going to continue to claim that. She's going to continue to receive the health insurance, dental, and vision coverage on her, she mentioned on her spouse's plan, on his benefit package.
And then I'll be picking the days when we work, so it systematically works really well for both of us. Okay, we know how important it is to be in constant communication. Lindsay has experience with that as well from her old job share position, but we'll communicate daily in several different forms. Kind of our main form of communication that's worked. And Lindsay, I've already been kind of training Lindsay over the last few months on how this could work really well and how it's been working is our Google Doc. So we give pretty elaborate detail of the day so that when the next teacher walks in the room, they know about like any behavioral issues, any highlights, if any lessons needed to be reviewed, if anything went really well, so that we have like a full scope of what we're walking into. And that's so important for the success between the teachers and for the kids. Oh, and we also do both attend the important meetings like SSTs, 504s, and IEPs. One of us just attends virtually over the phone.
So job sharing is a wonderful solution as mothers. Like Kelly mentioned, she has a younger son. I have a daughter going into her senior year, so it's going to be a very busy season of life for us at home. Educators were able to maintain, as mothers and educators, were able to maintain our passion to teach and be more available to our families. We're not burning the candle at both ends.
Our huge part of the success of job sharing, I feel like, is to not feel exhausted, to still feel excited every day when you're there.
Even with having to step it up with communication, just to make sure that everything goes seamless for our students, their families, and just our job as teachers. We come in knowing, even if we've been out for, say Kelly teaching Monday, Tuesday, I come in Wednesday completely informed about what has been happening last couple of days, anything that's come up with students, their families, and I'm coming in fresh and ready to take on whatever challenges or needs that the students are faced with. So it's an amazing setup. My favorite.
Yeah, we've received really great feedback. We always ask parents, like, honestly, how is this going? We do some surveys and stuff. And I think it's just really great. I'm so grateful that this is a part of our contract and an option because it's really helped me feel like I'm doing a good job as a teacher and as a parent. So I appreciate the opportunity.
When I job shared at Sacred Heart, parents were very unsure about it at first, paying a high tuition there. But by the end of the first year job sharing, they were very pleased, very happy with how smooth it went, how much the students learned. Great opportunity for everyone.
Question?
My question for Mike. What's your thoughts on the outcomes of the process?
Honestly, this is my first year kind of as a principal of staff sharing a position. And one of the things that I was worried about at the beginning of the year was having to have like the same conversation twice. And that's really not the case. I mean, whoever happens to be there on that particular day, they're very clear on sharing kind of their Google Calendar on who's going to be there. Anything that comes up through the course of the day, whether it's behavioral or academic, it's very seamless, their communication on the back end so that, the day-to-day runs very smoothly. Parents love having two teachers, and it gives the kids a chance to experience different teaching styles. And that can really be beneficial for students that learn differently and they get kind of the benefit of having that throughout their week. So
I do want to say one more thing. I do think that we catch things that wouldn't be caught as often when there's two of us in there because you just, as a different person, you notice different things and you're noticing different kids in different ways. So I do think it's really helpful. And it's also so great to be able to reflect with someone that knows your students as well as you do because that's super unusual. Obviously, other teachers at our grade level just don't know the kids in our classrooms the way that we do. So that's been like enlightening.
We each build our own relationship with each student, and every relationship is different. So she might become closer with certain students, and then I'll become closer with others, and they each have the opportunity to get to know us and feel comfortable enough to have their own relationship with each of us.
Thank you. Very good. Do you have questions or motion?
I think it's great. Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck on the new arrangement. All right, so number 2, approval of district's second interim report with a positive certification for 2025-2026. Oh. Yeah, just relax.
You got good news for her?
Yeah, actually. Way better than the last one and the first one.
Feedback for the sequence. I love the project.
Yeah.
Just gonna have to stare at that mold. Oh, we're gonna just all stare at the baby while we wait. Boy, one of them.
All right. So the second interim is all the financials that go up until January 31st, 2026. So currently on that step, next step is going to be the budget that I'll be showing for the 26-27 school year. So at the moment, we're reporting our second interim that's due to the county by March 15th. Thank you.
Thank you.
So our COLA for the following year, I want to present this now instead of, is 2.41. Our actual COLA coming in is 0.46. I kind of repeat this one a lot, but I like to express for us, even though the COLA is 2.41, that doesn't actually mean that we're getting that money. New money, we're getting $35,080, which comes out to 0.46 percent in COLA. Unrestricted fund, there's some changes in revenue coming in, expenditures increasing slightly, had to increase our contribution into sped. So there's a net change, net difference of roughly $57,000 at the end. That changed from first interim to second interim. Don't know if you guys recall, there was a positive, higher positive net ending balance in first interim, second interim. Then in the restricted fund, we did receive more revenue in the restricted fund, about $11,000. Currently, we're projecting to end our ending fund balance at 440, which is a difference of 122 between the restricted fund in the first interim to the second interim. And that's mainly, most of those are coming from our restricted resources that we're trying to expense out. One of the biggest differences here is that our cafeteria fund, which is Fund 13, we never used to use it. Now that we're using it for Ordo, everything has to be on there. So that if we pull up that one, it's currently negative, but we're getting reimbursed by the state and by the Fed, so it should wash off by the end. So that's why it's also included on here.
Our revenues for the 25-26 school year right now, we're projecting to receive about 11.3 million between our resources and LCFF, local and state. Our current expenditure is about 11.2. And then our multi-year assumption. So this is where it kind of, there's a big difference. Second interim compared to first interim. I'm going to pull them up side by side. First interim, as you're aware, we weren't sure where we're trending. Now with more guidance, we kind of know the route we're going. So I'll take a little more time here. Our COLA this current year is 2.3, following year is 2.41, but like I said, that's going to come down to 0.46 essentially for us. And then in 27-28, we're looking at 3.6. With my projections in our enrollment, we'll get funded at 724 this year. Following year, we'll get funded at 710, even though Gina just expressed that our current enrollment is about 580. We'll still get funded at 710. And then in 27-28, roughly 667 is our funded at 88, even though by 27-28, more than likely we'll be at like 520, low fives of enrollment. And so our LCFF funding, even though with those big decreases, kind of stays about the same, 8.5, 8.5, and 8.3. And that's because our funding ADA is a lot higher because of our 3-year average than our current enrollment. So it's whatever's higher, that's what we get funded for. So our unrestricted fund, if we go back to our first budget, negative, negative, negative. Now, with what we know is where we're heading to, we're ending our ending fund balance in positives. By 27-28, we're roughly ending our balance in 293,000, and in 26-27, about 144,000 in the positive. This school year, we're about 22. That can increase. Expenditures in the 26-27 kind of kept them the same in our maintenance and in our maintenance. I was talking to John about a few projects, so it's the facilities and maintenance portion. It's hard to determine how much we can actually decrease since we don't know what's going to be utilized and we don't know what goes out. Like earlier today, yesterday, we had to install a new heater in, food warmer in Toro. Apparently there was a leak in the attic today, and I went up there, it was leaking. Today, they show up, no leak. So, yeah, randomly, someone went up there in the middle of the night and fixed it for us. So, hey, I'm glad. So, our restricted funds, we're looking at currently ending in a positive of 58,000. The following year, we're looking at a positive about 5,000, and then the following year, 27-28, I kept everything the same, keeping our staff that I have located in restricted resources in the same pot of money instead of moving them around to the general fund to the restricted side, just to see where we kind of stand, so that negative can easily wash off and just transfer it over to the other side. Just want to see where we currently stand. So by 27-28, we're looking at having an ending fund balance of 508. So now we'll combine both of them. This year we're looking at having about $80,000 in the positive, 26-27 about 150, and in 27-28 positive 250. So by the end of 27-28, our ending fund balance is looking closer to 2.7 million. If we would compare this one back to original budget, we were looking at 27-28 a little bit under 1 million. So there's a huge change there.
When you say under 1 million, you mean we would be over budget, right? And you don't have 1 million left in reserves, or
yes, because we're gonna have we were deficit spending year after year, so it's gonna hit.
And it's whatever, so 1 point 3 million almost swing.
Yeah, so there's a huge swing. So a lot of that has to do. I don't know if you guys are catching the news, but a couple of districts around, I prefer not to name them. They're currently under. They're hitting the red, and it seems that where we're trending, we're getting away from that. So for that reason, like I said, the next budget that I'll be presenting to you guys is going to be our 26-27 budget, and that budget will have a little more into where we're trending. I kind of want to present it now a little bit where we're heading to. And well, the COLAs, even though the COLA in future years, the COLA won't mean anything to us. But once we hit community funded, if the COLA is 1% for us, it won't.
You'll have to re-explain that because it's misleading when the state says they have allotted 2.7 for COLA.
Yeah.
Get people all perked up, but by the time it translates down to us, and you've
it-
explained it before,
Yeah.
it's not what it's advertised.
Yeah, exactly. So every district is a little bit different for us. I think this year was probably the only year that we almost got it all. It was 2.4 when we were doing it, and we got it 2.3. So we're like almost right there. So it was the first year that we received almost the entire thing. So for that reason, I recommend we go with a positive certification.
So on the checklist where we have met or not met on the supplemental information, is there anything that we have not met that is of concern to you?
No. So those the way that
I get everyone has their own story.
Yeah. So the way that those, it's weird because that form that is called the TRC, it basically pulls, obviously, like 300 pages that I do online, and it just starts pulling in things that say not met. Sometimes when there's a shift, like a huge shift in revenue coming in from, or let's just say in our classified stuff, there was a huge shift in what we were projecting at the beginning to where we're going now. So if there's a difference of like 5% or 3%, it flags did not meet, and it wants to know why. So for us, it would have been, we have retirees, we haven't been able to fund it.
Got it.
And then new money coming in, it'll flag why are you projecting more money? Well, there was these new resources that we didn't know about that came in, so it increased our state revenue coming in. So those are, I mean, that's why there's kind of a little Excel on that.
Does the county get their swing at this still, or is this?
Yeah, no, the county will audit. The county audits all this, so I send all this to them. They'll audit it, and then they'll turn it back and be like, okay, yes, and they'll either approve it or they could deny it if they have questions.
Thank you, Gerardo. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
That is an approval. So we have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Gerardo.
Thanks, Gerardo.
You.
All right. Number
That is good news.
Yeah. Number 3, approval of resolution 2025-2615, ordering an election requesting consolidation with any other elections occurring on November 3rd, 2026.
So November 3rd is a regular election. We have 3 seats that are up for election this year. So this is just the process by which we request from the county. We passed a resolution that says we're going to combine our board elections with the general election. And that's exactly what this is.
Questions?
Nope, that's a money saving thing.
It is a money saving.
Who's up again?
I believe you are.
Oh, Jennifer and John.
Yeah, Jennifer and John. Your 3 seats are up.
Okay.
All right. And we have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. This is a roll call. It's a resolution.
Roll call.
Aye.
Sorry about that.
Aye.
No worries.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All approved. Okay.
Okay.
Number 4, approval of board policies.
So in the regular packet, we had 4 policies and regulations, if there's any questions on those. conduct, alcohol and other drugs, mental health, and suicide prevention.
I think, yeah, my only thing is, do we have enough Narcan?
We do, and the county supplies it if we don't.
Yeah.
So
Just
we
a good
have,
thing to have.
it's,
When it does happen,
it
Yeah,
is
it's a
provided,
guarantee.
so we have Narcan in every classroom, and we have it available if teachers need it.
Great.
Or staff.
In that case, no further questions. So, motion to
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And in our second reading.
So, yeah.
Go
Sorry.
Go ahead. Approval of board policies.
So we pulled policy 5111.1, which is district residency, and we pulled 5125, which is student records, after the last meeting for further review and discussion. So 5125, which is student records, I believe in reviewing last month's meeting, John had a question about a caregiver affidavit, and I believe that that is aligned with 5111, which is our district residency.
Yeah.
So if you have no questions on 5125, we can move to approve that one right now and then move on to our 5111.
Yeah, I don't have any questions on 5125.
Okay, so we're just going to check that one off.
Okay.
Do I need to make a motion to?
Let's just keep it there for now and then see if we can get to agreement on 5111.
Okay.
Okay, so 5111 is district residency, and the conversation we had at the last meeting had to do with the student in order to establish residency, a student in a split household or in the case of a custody agreement has to maintain the majority of their residency has to be maintained with the parent who lives in the district. So at least 3 school nights a week is how the policy is written. And there was some concern about that, as I recall.
Yeah, that's correct. I don't know that we need to be that specific on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we were all kind of, I think, not wanting to be too involved with other people's
Sure.
divorces.
Yeah,
things like
I
that.
think the idea behind, and I'm looking at other districts' policies and regulations, I believe it's really just set to establish residency. If, we're shifting to a community-funded model, we're a basic aid district, so that the student should reside in the district if they're going to go to school here. I think that's the intent of the policy. But if there are different provisions that you want in that policy, then this would be the time. This is our policy. We can craft it in a way that makes you all comfortable.
Yeah, I think the funny part is just this number 11 that I think when there's a shared custody court order or custody agreement or a split family household and the student resides within district boundaries for the majority, and then in parentheses it says at a minimum 3 of school weeknights.
Mm-hmm.
I think taking out at a minimum of 3 or revising that line or just taking it out and doing a case-by-case basis for number 11. I mean, like you said, Adam, I don't think we want to get into the weeds with.
I don't want somebody having to restructure their custody agreements to make sure their kid can go to school that they started in or something like that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Right.
So
There's enough rules in there already. We don't need to get in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And we can just address them like case by case, like Sarah's recommending, I think.
Yeah. So,
So do you want to strike number 11 or just replace the language?
so when there, okay, so you guys, I'm gonna read. I don't have the whole thing right here. I don't believe. No,
I understand the intent.
Right. Well,
Should we strike it by itself and just say in the case of custody,
The district will consider it on a case-by-case basis.
keep it
Yeah.
something like that? Can we replace it and let that entirely with that statement?
You got that?
Shared custody court order, a custody agreement, or a split family household. The district will consider it on a case-by-case basis.
There you go.
That's solid.
Yep.
it's still in there, talks about the need for this to be, the person has to have custody. You can't just have one parent living in the district, but they don't have any custody, like that doesn't work. There still has to be, yeah. And that's, I think, as specific as we.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so,
So
how do
then
we
I'll-
structure this motion?
So I'll make a motion to approve AR 5111.1 with the modification on number 11. The district will take it as a case-by-case basis.
And then 51025 for approval.
So BPAR 5111.1 with.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
The-
The BP.
With
BPAR.
yeah, with the revisions, and then 5125 as is.
As is, yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, good job.
All right, so, and consent agenda. Good good summer school teachers there.
Yeah.
It's great. Nice to have them on board. Motion.
I have make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Let Jennifer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You guys in favor of this?
Aye.
Great.
We're good.
All right. All
You're
in
good.
power, all in power. Big with it.
You're
All
right.
right. Future meeting dates. We got 2 next month for a doubleheader.
Yeah, we have our regular meeting, and then we have our April strategic planning.
All right. Good stuff.
Oh, and then what's the date? On April 15th, I'll be planning a special board meeting, and we'll be doing the dedication of the nature trail.
Oh, that's a big.
In honor of Mr. Doolittle.
What
So we
time
won't
is
do a
it?
regular meeting, we'll do a special, and then we'll have a little reception out there.
Is it gonna be noonish or afternoon?
No, I was thinking afternoon, probably like 5 o'clock, because we still have softball going on, so we'll get them off the field. And then
Yeah.
we'll get the sign put in.
Forward, took my hours sleep.
So we'll do a special board meeting because we'll have to take action. We'll have to do a public hearing, correct?
Yeah.
It's a public hearing
So we'll do a
or
public-
celebration or dedication.
That's at the
Public
regular
hearing at
meeting.
the regular
Yeah.
meeting, yeah.
So there's a process for naming, and we have a policy.
Okay.
So last year we talked about it, and then the Washington Union became the naming committee. And so we have a name, we have a sign. We do have to do a public hearing
That'll be the week before.
to consider input. So at our regular April meeting, we will do the public hearing, and then at the special meeting, we'll do the dedication.
Okay.
Can we go on?
That-
Yeah.
Is that gonna get out there? That should be well attended.
There's a lot of poison oak right now, is what I'm told. So, but yes, it will be open for anybody who wants to brave it.
Great. And then adjournment.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Little
All right.